that's
Where
makes
is Bethany's
everything
reality reckoning?
nowhere. I don't think. I guess maybe they're working Mark Garagos. They're probably working behind the scenes, right?
No, I think we've moved on. I think Bethany got
Now
over her
Mark's taking on
podcast.
other clients.
She's
Okay.
over her podcast. Her latest thing is she's pissed. And there's, you see that viral video that went around? This is in your world, your TikTok world. You're very hip and young, Sarah.
Oh,
By
thank
the
you.
way, in my building over here in Hollywood, I mean, it's so annoying. Like, there are so many, I mean, only in LA, there are so many like TikTokers and like influencers that live here and like,
Hey, get on board.
mind you, they come down and they're like, oh, you actually have like a really big podcast. I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, more power to everyone creative, like do your thing. I'm extremely grateful that this actually is a thing. I mean, you could
That's
all
right.
get sick of me tomorrow, but the young ones, like the TikTokers, and they're just like filming and they're like the other night they were filming something with like, they went to some convenience store and they had to grab two items and the thing was like, who whose calories were the most? One girl's like, I grabbed a can of tuna. The other girl's like, I grabbed the double stuffed Oreos. Well, I think that girl's gonna win. I'm not minding my own, I'm just minding my own business. But you had to grab two items. She grabbed like the double stuffed Oreos, and I forgot what it was, like an extra large bag of like Cheez-Its, and I'm like cheese doodles with like the ones that make your fingers orange. And I'm like, I think she's gonna win. I mean, I hate to butt in. You're having your tuna, but and no, you cannot come on the Behind the Velvet Rope podcast. But my point was, did you see
Tell me.
Bethany?
Tell me.
There was an influencer recently who really backed up everything Bethany said. She was like, she was an ex Sephora employee, and she said the little girl came in 10 years old and she wanted a retinol product, and she's like, this literally is not, you're asking me, this isn't like recommended for a 10-year-old. Like this will literally strip your skin. And then she was like, and then the girl, I guess, looked at her and said, shut up. And then she's like, I don't care what you have to say. Get out. Just show me where the products are. Like, just this is what Bethenny went on a rant about with herself. And then the mother came in and she was like, the employee was like, thank God the mother's here. And no, the mother was worse than the kid. And she was like, are you calling my daughter a liar? Are you doing this? Are you doing... And then somehow, when the daughter walked away, the mother was like, well, really, is this bad? She's like, I wouldn't recommend it to a 10-year-old. And the employee was like, look, I'm not butting in. I'm just doing my job. And then the mother was like, oh shit, I'm worried. But then they ended up buying it anyway. I don't know. My point is, Bethany seems to be over the reckoning and she seems to be on a Sephora terror that her daughter, she can afford hundreds of, and it was the Drunk Elephant product. The Drunk Elephant products are the most expensive. They're the ones all the kids want. And Bethany wants us to know, like a few weeks ago, that Bryn could have over $1 million of Drunk Elephant every day. No one is richer than Bethany. I could buy my daughter the most expensive products
What
every
does
day.
this have to do with the story? Why do we
but
like
she's like, I don't. She is learning responsibility and seeing these kids that are so spoiled. They want is Drunk Elephant. I am appalled. That's all. So she's on to a new cause, Sarah.
I actually think she's listened to our podcast and begrudgingly taken our advice. And I think she has realized that she is like a little overexposed. And I think she's giving it a beat, is my
And
guess.
so Bethany Frankel has taken. We're glad to see that Bethany Frankel has taken our advice. Is
I'm
that what you're
taking
saying?
credit. I'm taking credit for it. Yeah, we are. Yeah, I do. I think she's stepped back. I think the podcast is laying low. It's a little bit quiet. I think she's just been, she did that rant on the Sephora kid, but I mean, most people are gonna side with her and the employee at Sephora. Who's gonna be excited about a mouthy 10-year-old that's entitled and a mom? I mean, no one's gonna take their side. And
I
everybody knows
agree.
retinol's bad for you when you're young. It's like for more mature skin. So I think she's like seen the comments and everything, and I think she's just backing down a bit.
Again, listen, I'm not shaming her. She's been very successful.
Yeah, she is. I mean,
I
there's
agree. Don't
I,
count out the B, but I'm just saying, if it were me, if I were her, and I had a daughter that I loved, and I had a fiance who was just as wealthy, although rumor is that his family don't care for her too much. But that's just the rumor. What do you want from me? I would just go live my life. I'm telling you, if I were Bethany, this is just me, you would literally never see me on social media again.
Well,
unless it was to talk about my own products and hawk my own products. Like you would hear me talking about Skinny Girl 24/7, but you would never hear me ranting about anything. I would not have a podcast. I would literally do nothing except try to get you to buy my products. And I would be like, I never don't need to work, so I don't care. That's just me.
I think everybody's like, what's the objection here? Are you a beauty influencer? Do you want back on Housewives? Are you just making money off Housewives by doing these rewives? Are you trying to be a talk show? I mean, I think everybody's like, are you a producer? I think everyone is, what is happening here?
And listen, let me just make it clear because we've seen many Housewives podcasts come and go. Nobody wants anything from these housewives other than to get messy like you and me and talk about housewives. Nobody wants to hear Vicky's whoop it up when she's talking about like business advice and how to be a good Christian. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to hear Melissa Gorga's podcast when she talks about, how she's restocking Envy with larger sizes finally. You know what I mean? When you have Joe Gorga on after he charges at a ref and gets kicked out of the game, everyone wants to hear what you and Joe have to say. Correct. So, newsflash to all the housewives, like, I mean, Bethenny, I don't even know. I don't even, she's too, it's too, like with Rewives, her idea was good. Like, let's take classic scenes like the table flip, but she would just be better off if she just sat here and she's like, Jesus Christ, this Annemarie is fucking driving me crazy. Fuck her. And that's it. With no agenda. There's always an agenda. And then, like, and Kyle, like, it's all about, and she would just be like, and what the fuck is going on with Kyle? Da-da-da. Like, she should just comment on the shows. I guarantee you she would be a top rated podcast week after week if she just did that. Don't you think? If she was like, now, girl, because Candace is also pissed. She came for Giselle when she's like, because, it was revealed on Potomac the other week that Mia was a victim of sexual assault and Giselle, I guess, was
Yes.
speaking out.
That was
And
a big,
Candace is like, what we are not going to do is act all concerned about, someone who is sexually assaulted when we have falsely acclaimed, falsely accused
yeah.
some of sexual assault. She's like, I'm done. I'm tired. I need to go to bed.
I
I'm
don't
like,
know. I wonder if Candy Gal is getting to the point she doesn't want to do the show. It just seems like it's personal there in the P in a way that, like you don't see Sutton Strack. Like, I mean, Sutton takes digs here and there, but I don't know. There's something about, I don't think Sutton even cares, like whether Crystal likes her or Annemarie likes her, or I don't know. You know what I mean? Same with EJ. I just think, I don't, it seems like it's gotten a little too personal in the P. We can wrap up, by the way. I gotta go anyway. I'm heading out to a podcasting event.
I literally am sitting here like I have
You
brunch
got a
plans. I'm
pizza.
supposed to go to a party. Yeah, well, that's out the window, unfortunately, because I'm supposed to go to brunch. Someone else is calling me from my Hamptons place. I don't know what the fuck they want. And
Mm.
someone else is telling me that the party we were going to tonight is like now, like this afternoon.
Don't let him tell you he has no friends. I have learned that out. Let me tell you. And since he is in Los Angeles, this man cannot commit to any plans. I've got
That's
to take
not
a nap.
true.
I've
That
got to
is
do some
not.
work. I'll let you know about if I can make a dinner. Okay, I gotta tell Craig's we're coming or we're not coming. I know. I'll get back to you.
You know
And then
what it is?
he's calling his 18 other friends, going, "Well, can you get together later? Because this bitch wants to go eat at 6."
No, that's not what it is. What it is when you're so regimented with work, you just are like, ugh, I just can't think about the
Oh,
actual plans. This is why I'm going to die alone, sweetheart.
far from it. I used to think that it would just be myself and my kids showing up to the hospice center. There'll be a line. There'll be a line. Okay. There now I'm in competition for the Louis Vuitton collection. Okay. There's going to be a lot of names in that will, sweetie.
You know
Now
what? I should take a picture of the Louis and send it to you, and you could earmark which one you want.
yeah, you better I want it. Yeah, I want one. I need one to remember you by, like, so I can, keep some of your ashes in it for good luck. Good business
God.
luck. And then I can just, when I can just shake you around in the hand. Like, David,
Someone, by
what are
the
you thinking
way,
about? Should I stay with this podcast company? Should I go with that one? David.
someone loved that when you said you want to shake my ashes in the Louis. Someone on YouTube was like, Sarah is funny. And they love the Morgan Wade. We will bring back Morgan. Listen,
Yes, next week.
Morgan You gotta feel it. You gotta feel it. There has to be a moment for Morgan, and there just wasn't a moment this week for Morgan.
There'll be some coming, I am sure.
Yeah, yeah. When that Vanderpump comes back, that evil